opportunities to have a little bit more to your name as the first round comes to a close. Like we said, man, for the Subliners, you got a streak moving in. You can definitely use that in this next round.
Yeah, this is what you want to do for this next round right here. You want to invest that cruise miss to at least earn yourself 1 segment complete. So that might be what skyz is now thinking about. So he ends that round on a 6 spree. Can potentially try to extend that, but now with New York on the attacking side, they have trophy systems that are able to get out and make their way over towards B.
See what they could do with those trophies down. We talk so often about the early team fights here on Fortress Control, specifically for the attacking side teams. Early team fights are everything. Currently padded up, a few tags to back there from Hydra. Paco's got a back on him up. From there, Rack eventually does drop him. That being the case, one last player's behind enemy lines. Rack, you gotta turn around. Okay, Kismet takes down 2, opportunity found. Can the Bulldogs make the play? That's going to be another. Kismet opening things up now for the rest of the roster. They've got 3 men now inside of the B zone.
Already 1 segment complete. Florida know that they cannot give this one up for free. Fellow finds the first kill with the nade. Whole lot of pressure through the backstabs. Trades are bound. All falls onto the Bulldog, but he gets taken care of. He sets up Hydra to set up that flank. Find those 2 kills. 2nd segment already done. This has been a great round from New York, even if they lose this.
Yep, that's exactly right. They'll go ahead and take the lead when it comes down to segments. So for the next 40 seconds, you at least do have an advantage, but I am sure they want more than that. Sky is trying to go on a bit of a run. He now has an open lane to get into that B zone. Snaps on 1, not able to jump onto the second, runs out of ammo, but he'll quickly get that tack. Ready to go forward once more. A few missed jump spots, but can New York make another push at any of these zones? As they'll run right on forward. They've got a 2-man stack in it. This could be B zone captured.
Oh my.
And it will be. Texas, go crazy. It's been captured. The B zone has been grabbed, and there could be more on top of it. A few go down, and now for the Subliners. They have stopped that time again.
Things can start to get dangerous if you're not ironing up right now for the Florida Mutineers. All the kills in the feed are going in favor of New York. 14-9 in lives remaining. Havok finds 2 to at least relieve some of that pressure. What would look like not be an easy round for New York. They're able to complete that B point, extend time by a minute, and they're keeping up in the sling. You're going to invest that cruise. You're trying to close out this round now.
Fellow able to stay up. Information gain. Can T Fellow stay alive? Pistol out. Not able to whip. They're on the Hydra. Paco able to find another one. Mutineers down to just 4 respawns. New York stacking the point, and this is going to be a round somehow, some way, either through live or through segments. Mutineers doing what they can. Skyz, oh my goodness, great work as he'll be able to cut away the Mutineers. Job done for New York as they have answered and then some here in this game 3.
Now, Florida, they just got to think about winning an attacking round because segments are going to be out of play. So they currently find themselves down by 5. As New York just do everything correct in those moments, finding all the kills in towards Art, pressure over towards B. I would have liked to see at least a Florida player wrap back towards the back steps, try to take somewhat stage control, but everyone was trying to play in towards Art. And New York holding down the map position eventually found that opening to take that attacking round. Now, Florida need a miracle. You have to try to win an attack.
That's exactly right. Miracle indeed. A 2-0 comeback on Fortress Control has happened, maybe, but at least it hasn't happened for a while, I would imagine. Hydra, aggressive. Okay, he just has a great life. Paco, just run, just fry. Have a good time, buddy. That is exactly what the comms, I'm sure, are sounding like right now for the Subliners. Kismet trying to get aggressive. He falls. As we said, the slaying numbers so far for New York have been impeccable. Brisa, he's been having a great time just sitting in the Jansport watching everybody fry. But it is a chance now for the Mutineers. They've got 3 players inside of that B zone. How long can they stay up?
First segment already in. Hydra's just going to throw this nade. Make sure he's able to clear out all these close corners as the contest is going to come in from the back end. Havok's able to take down Kismet. As now New York is trying to set up for the pinch, but Florida, they're cutting them all down. Okay. That's a clean 4. That B's already done and dusted. Now you just have to make that transition over towards A.
This is already, I think, maybe the most interesting Fortress Control that we've seen in a while. I'll take this.
So many segments.
I love seeing that B zone be captured, Jay. It's lovely. Minute 30 on the clock, some time to work with. Absolutely if you're Florida, but you can't get too ahead of yourself. was gonna say that mid-map positioning, sometimes it can be great, sometimes not so much. Back to the drawing board, back to the spawns, go Florida. Like we said, they've done a great job so far, but minute 20 on the clock, they found those 2 picks. What can they do with it? Fellow trying to lead the charge, lead the comms. As they're running forward into Blacksmith, it just feels like they continue to drop. When it comes down to their numbers, Fellow falls. And like we said for the Mutineers, just feels like they're starting to run out of steam.
Oh, but Florida, they're able to find 2 kills. Hydra at least takes down 1 in towards Capsule, so you can take a little bit of map controls. They're able to take down Hydra. Now your only focus is on where is Kismet. He's been causing them problems all around maps. You eventually take care of him, but he does earn that cruise missile. So now with only 45 seconds left, 14 to 12 in lives remaining, Kismet's gonna invest that cruise. He's gonna give all the information to his teammates and try to put them back in the trap.
Strict lands, damage done. Hydra, yep, he'll pick up right where the streak will leave off. 30 seconds to go, very well. What could be the final 30 seconds of this game number 3, New York. We talked about it, we discussed it. They've got to answer, they've got to wake up, and they absolutely have. Across the board, wonderful slaying numbers from Kismet, Skyz, and Hydra. 3 lives left, the white flag is out. NYSL are gonna stay alive and keep this series afloat. 3-0 in game 3.
That was just too easy right there for New York. They started off on the defensive side. They only allowed Florida to take 1 segment, but when they go on that attack, just the pressure the ARs were putting on and also the SMGs with full-on arc control, they were just finding all the kills in the right moments, and were able to take an attacking round and eventually close it out on defense. That's just textbook right down in New York. That's what they do on a map like Fortress, one of the best teams we have in the game. Clean 3-0. The ending score is now New York stay alive in this series.
Whew, able to stay up, and I don't know.
Tell you, brother, we're going.
It feels like we're on the journey to potentially a game 5. Regardless of it, though, got to give a lot of props, though, to the Subliners. We talked about it, right? They needed to wake up. They needed to have an answer. Fortress control, I mean, how often does it go to around 5? It feels like incredibly often. This time, though, for the Subliners, it felt like they just maybe had a little bit more of an oomph to them, right? It just felt like every time they were in a situation, whether it was Kismet, who was able to rifle away a few, they just had so many opportunities when it came down to that B zone. But round 2 really is the one to highlight. However, we'll take a look at every single highlight so far throughout this game. And, well, Jay, it's definitely going to be a lot of New York highlights.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Without question. Florida couldn't really find anything to do on this map besides completing that 1 segment over towards that A point. Did a great job of at least maintaining map control, but I think this was a game-changing play of the game. We saw Kismet with great trigger discipline. He's able to find that 2 kills, which eventually allows his teammates to stack over towards B, close out that point, and then maintain the map control the way that New York did. They take the control, stay alive in this series, and now looking forward, we have a Mercado hardpoint where Florida Mutineers, even with their new roster, have yet to play it, but with their old roster, they were sitting on a fat donut, 0-6 on this map. So I'm telling you, man, I just have a feeling we're going to another game 5.
I know, Jay, but we got to talk about it. We got to, you know, there's still a game 4 to be played. We can't count out the Florida Mutineers. Can we? No, we definitely cannot. Right? They went up 2-0 in the series. It looked great in the search destroy. I mean, I'll be honest, it felt like in the opening hardpoint that we had on the hotel, that was New York's game to lose, and they lost it. They squandered it, but finally able to get a respawn under their belt. Kismet dropping some